Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Maths. It's only taken me 8 weeks, but look what I've discovered. I can turn my hands into the virtual background. Look at that. How cool is that? So to spice up your life on a Thursday morning when we're subtracting fractions, I'm going to have hands that are out of this world. Right. Subtract fractions. Remember, subtract means take away. It looks like that. Take away. So usually you would start with a big number and take away a smaller number. There's a series of questions on here that I want to run through. I want to talk about the fundamental skills that you need, and then we're going to move on to a question that just puts it in a different way. So, complete the subtractions, please read. Use, and remember, let's underline it. Remember what it is. Use the bar models to help you. 5, 6, take away half. Right. Let's go back to the basics that we've been doing all term. All right. 5 sixths. All right. We can't simplify that. 5's an odd number. 6 is even. We can't half it. They're not multiples of each other. We have to keep that the same. So we have to find a common denominator. Well done. At this stage now, we need to be recognizing that a half can be represented in many different ways. And if we are to half any number, so if you've got 4, half of 4 is 2, so 2 fourths is a half, 3 sixes, 4 eighths. We really need to start knowing now that halves can be represented in different ways without doing the looping stuff. So a half, if we're going to make it over a 6, would be 3 over 6. All right. We've got a common denominator there. That means that both denominators, the number that you sit on, is the same. They're both 6s. This picture's here to help. So it's been broken down into 6 parts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 equal parts. And if you add 5 of those, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. My shading's not great. Oh, look at that. It's almost like a space diagram. Anyway, so there's 5 out of the 6. Now, if we were going to if we were going to take away half of those, we have to get rid of 3 sixths worth. So 1, 2, 3. How many have we got left? We've got 1, 2. We've got 2 6 left. So we've got 1, 2 out of the 6. 5 take away 3 is also 2. Remember, we don't need to subtract the denominators. We can keep them both the same. Both of those numbers, 2 and 6, are even. Well done. If they're even, we can half them. We can divide by 2. 2 divided by 2 is 2 divided by 2 is 1. 6 divided by 2 is 3. So in its simplest form, this subtraction, 5, 6 take away a half, equals 2, 6. But in its simplest form, it's a third. All right. There's a question here that I want to run through. Question 3. Worded problems. And this is where children and yourselves will struggle. I'm not talking to you adults there, sorry. You're a child listening to this, hopefully. So this is where children will struggle. Jack walks 7 ninths of a kilometre to school. Just for the record, if Jack had walked 9 ninths of a kilometre, he would have walked 1 whole kilometre. Remember, teaching point. When the numerator is the same as the denominator, it equals a whole, all right? He hasn't quite made a whole kilometre yet. I'd love to see somebody break a kilometre down into 9. That's strange. Anyway, Jack walks 7 ninths of a kilometre to school, all right? Aisha walks 2/3 of a kilometre to school. How much further does Jack walk than Aisha? And because this is in words, often children will think they have to use paragraphs, they have to use sentences, and that's not the case. This is asking you to use your mathematical knowledge or arithmetic knowledge. My hands are cool. This is asking you to use your arithmetic knowledge and put it into a worded problem, all right? So it's asking you to recognize that these two fractions here are different. And just like we were doing earlier, we've got to make them the same denominator, well done, the common denominator. Now, 7 and 9, we can't do anything to it because they're not in the same times tables, they're odd, we can't half them. But 2/3, we can definitely make it over 9, can't we? What do I need to do to 3 to make it 9? Fantastic, everybody. Times it by 3. And what I do to the bottom, I do to the top. What's 2 times 3? Exactly. Keep that. I'm going to put a pin in it. I'm going to leave you to it. Have a go at working out the answer yourself. Worded problems don't require worded answers. They just require you to work out what they're asking. All right? If it says, how much further does Jack walk than Aisha? That's kind of asking you, what is the difference? What is the difference between the two of them and how far they've walked? That is a subtraction, all right? And we've got to start recognizing this because when we have a test or something like that, it won't tell you at the top that we're subtracting fractions. So it's about using the wording to help you work out what operation you need. Give it a go and get in touch if you need anything. And honestly, I wish I'd have done this sooner. Have a great day, everybody.